Hi everyone. So today, which is directly after I've done my first video, what my channel really is about. Um, what I want to talk to you today about. Well, that was not a sentence. Anyway, I want to talk to you about the fat acceptance movement. I've already done a video on it, but I have removed it since like now because I think it's not satisfying for me because I wasn't entirely honest because I didn't bring in both point of views. It's important for someone in an issue so divided to clearly see both arguments and what both sides are about. So first in this issue, this side that is against the fat acceptance movement is they're kind of more on the scientific side, so they tend to focus more on the dangerous sides of obesity and the dangerous effects of simply putting people's feelings before their health and how it can affect economy, especially in the health system. So yeah, and the second side is the side that is for the fat acceptance movement is more focused on the feelings, how to make someone feel accepted and not ridiculed, which I applaud because it's never okay to just discriminate someone no matter what their size is, their race, their sex, their sexual orientation. It's simply not justified. To me, it's not logic to do that. Simply you should criticize someone based on their opinion, maybe not what they look like or who they're interested in personally, because it's kind of not useful. It doesn't bring anything to the conversation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resume the arguments for against, for, and after that I'm going to draw a conclusion from that. You can draw your own conclusion. I'll always leave the sources that I took for my statements down below. It's important for me that you're informed and you can go directly see it from its source. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first, the side that is against the fat acceptance movement is more focused on, as I said, the health benefits of exercise, sports. Really, of course, you cannot deny the effects of exercise on anyone, whether it be it's known to bring dopamine more into the brain, so it makes you feel happier, and of course it makes you feel less depressed if you are. It's a great way to just not, of course you cannot stop entirely depression, but you can it can make you feel better, right? So that's one thing. And another thing that I've seen is that they think that obesity is really bad for our body. So to me that sounds justified, because obesity has been known to just sorry, I've just received a comment. Thank you, strawberry cupcake. So yeah. Thank you. What I think about this statement is that obesity has been known to to have been linked to diabetes, to different types of cancers such as liver cancer. I think, I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna say liver cancer. I know it's been linked to that because of a fat liver. After that, we have also depression. I know that there's a stigma on, there's a stereotype, a prejudice that it's because people are depressed that they're obese, but I think it's the contrary. Well, because first off, you don't always feel great if you're fat. Obviously, it's not a fun thing to be. I don't think it is. First off, because you can't really do what you used to do like you want to. For example, you can't really run that fast because you got more weight. It's like if I had a backpack on with like 2 dictionaries, I wouldn't run as fast and as far as I could. It's obvious, right? You can't. I think your joints tend to hurt because you have more weight. It's totally normal. Your body is kind of failing. It's been linked to cardiac arrest, like AVCs, right? I know AVCs, yeah. Um, and a lot of other diseases such as that. I can link some studies down below if you want me to. I don't have a problem with that. I will find them easily. So yeah, I think that's a great point for the scientific side of the issue. Of course, it tends to ignore the feelings of said fat people. Which brings me to my second point, uh, the 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 movement for the fat acceptance movement. Um, they they say that fat shaming is not good, and I totally agree. Right? It's never okay to insult anyone. It doesn't bring anything. It's mean. It's it makes you look like a little person, if you know what I mean. Like, you might not be little in height, but you're little in the soul. I don't know how to express that, but that's how I feel. Um, Also, they say that people should feel accepted uh, on their in their bodies, which I do feel like is justified, but there's a big but. The problem with that is that people tend to push this narrative a little bit too far, for my taste at least. For example, they tend to accept the fact that they are fat and not do anything about it. I know there's been statistics on how women tend to give up on losing weight. That's bad. That's simply bad because of the cost on their health systems, um, especially in Canada, where I live, because we all pay for one health system, and it's free. So basically, if you go to the hospital, everyone in the country with their taxes, they're going to pay your operation or your medical services that you need. So if you augment, if you add more like fat people who tend to get more sicker than the normal person, you add to the cost, and that's not good for any country, of course, because if there's more cost in the health system, the healthcare system, there's more debt for the country, because the health system, I mean, it's one of the main sources of I don't know how to say that word, dépenses. Um, yeah, so it's not great for the country. So yeah, women tend to give up more on losing weight because they feel like they're accepted, or they because I what a common argument that I've seen used is, well, it's in my genetics, right? I can't change my genetics. I'm naturally fat, or I'm big boned, or I'm thick. um Listen, you can stay fat. For all I know, it's not about looks, okay? I'm not here to tell you that, oh, thin people are prettier, that like I've done in my previous video. Um, Thin people are prettier than fat people. That's not always the case. It and beauty is a little bit too subjective for me to pronounce myself on that. So I'm just going to say that the the benefits of being fat or being thin are not equivalent. All right, they're not even. There are a lot scientific more benefits in being thin than fat, not only for your country's economy but for you and your family, because you tend to live longer if you're thin, because it's healthier usually. Of course, there are always exceptions. There are thin people that are sick or not healthy. I cannot deny that, but obesity is far more common than eating disorders. So I'm going to state that, and I'm going to get back to the arguments. So that was okay. I'm sorry, I tend to get a little bit lost. So it's about women giving up on losing weight. It's bad not only for the country, but it's also bad, for no. I'm sorry. I'm going to give it to you from both point of views. So, yeah. So women, they say, yeah, it's in my genetics, right? I can't really do anything about it, and to a certain point, I agree, because of course there are people who are sick. They have thyroid issues. They have PTSDs or things like that. Of course, it's not an excuse to just get heavier and heavier, but I understand that it might be a lot more difficult for you to lose weight. And it's really hard. I've done it. I was overweight. I wasn't really that overweight, but I lost like a good 20-30 pounds. So I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I've lost weight these past 6-7 months, so it's not easy, right? You have temptation all around you. Food is not like the pro fat acceptance movement says. Healthy food actually costs more than fast food, and I resent that because it's not really healthy. Which is why I say that they're right on that case. It's easier to get fast food than healthy food, right? So what I wanted to address next was my conclusion, because I feel like I've kind of melted those two point of views. So yeah, oops, my mom and sister are home. So yeah, my conclusion from that is I draw is, yes, there are more benefits to being being thin in a scientific way, but that doesn't mean you should give shit, excuse the expression, to fat people, because that's not kind. It doesn't bring anything to the table, and frankly it kind of disgusts me. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. It was a great pleasure. And in fact, if you have any suggestion, if you think I made a mistake, please comment down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button. Thank you. Bye.